Welcome to another episode of Upstarts. In the streets of Richmond, Johannesburg, we take a short lift to Hers, His and Home, a lifestyle concept store with products sourced both locally and internationally, creating a medley of local gems and rare finds from across the globe. With an eye for creativity and a taste in fashion, the founder of the business, Matsila Moshokwa, dared to enter the industry of lifestyle and interior to start her own company, which was previously known as DRO Living and has now undergone a complete makeover.
Hers, His and Home came about when we were thinking about what do we change DRO Living into. And people would ask us what DRO Living is about, and we'd say it's a lifestyle offering for Hers, His and Home. And that's when people got it like, oh, that made sense. So Hers, His and Homes just became the natural name, new name to go to. So it just explains what we are. We're a lifestyle offering and we cater for Hers, His and Home. Being an upstart, there's always challenges when you're starting. I started from like the first 100 Rand on my own, and I had this big idea that I wanted to put together, but I didn't have enough money to put it together. So I actually looked at what skills I possess and what services these skills can offer someone else and for me to get paid. That's how I started the business. So my skill was that I studied fashion design, and I interned for an interior decorating company. And so the two elements of design actually lived together. They were kind of interchangeable. And so the DRO Living, when it started, it actually started off as a fashion consultancy, but also an interior decorating service as well. It was a challenge to incorporate all the three elements into one space. Because it's also a concept that is not readily available, like it's not done, because you would either do women's clothing or men's clothing, or you would have a home store. And I wanted to bring the three elements in one space. Obviously space, one of the things is that space is limited, so we only confined to like 82 square meters. And how do you cleverly curate a space that looks amazing and that also showcases the three elements? So it was tough. I still feel like there's still more that we can do. And in the new branding with Hers, His and Home, the shop is going to be a little bit bigger, and we're going to be able to even showcase the three elements in a better light.
With a growing staff of 4 employees, a store in the Rand Stream shopping center, and a drastic rebranding of the business, Matsila certainly has had her hands full over the years.
Our business model has changed. I think I've went through about 4 transitions in the last, about 9 to 10 years that we've been operating. And as I said, I started off as a fashion consultancy because that's what I studied. And then I fast realized that fashion does not have money unless you do it in a certain way, which is volume. So I kind of transitioned from that to the interior space, which then it was project-based. So for the past 9 years, that's been our biggest service offering within DRO Living. And in the last year, I decided I actually want to have a retail space where I can bring the fashion, the interiors, and lifestyle in one space. And that's where the retail idea came through. So we started operating as DRO Living, as the company that I've been operating in the interior space for the past 10 years. And now we're changing the retail side of the business to Her, His and Home. And then we'll still have the DRO Design Lab on the side, and that will do the interior consultancy. My business highlights have been in the last 10 to 11 years now, it's our 11th year, 2019, have been the transition from just offering one service, which was fashion, to offering interiors and lifestyle. So that was my biggest highlight. That's when I realized actually I'm very talented and I can actually span my services. And that's when I realized I'm actually good at what I do. My second highlight was probably getting my first client that had like over R1 million budget for an interior. That was my second highlight. I never ever thought I'd see so many, zeros. It wasn't a lot of zeros. It was just like a 1.5 million budget to spend on an interior, and that was like huge for me. It was a huge turning point where I realized I can actually carry and handle someone's budget of that amount. And then the third highlight was actually putting together my dream space, which is the retail store.
Coming up next after the break, Matsila shares her insights on how hers, his and home found its mark in the competitive industry of lifestyle and interior. Stay tuned.